What's up, y'all? Welcome to Timothy Humble Cooking. And as always, thank the owner. He is the one that provided the food for me to even cook for y'all. So don't thank me. I am nothing but a manager, a cook, a messenger, all that. Thank the Most High God. Don't thank me. So today I'm going to be reacting to probably one of the very few, and I don't even think he considers himself red pill, but he's technically in that category. But one of the very few red pill-esque people that I watch and almost wholeheartedly agree with almost everything they say. Over 90% of the things. His name is Dr. BoA. Yes, he talks about the way our talking is very, very similar, especially when it comes to women. He is a big reason of what helped me, become a true follower of God and not just a Christian. There's a huge difference. And I'm not saying he's solely the reason. God is the reason. But God sent him. He was part of the reason. Because watching his videos and watching how he talked about following God and putting God first, it helped me out a lot. So his name is Dr. BoA, Book of AlphaRonomy. If you just type in Book of Alpha or Dr. BoA, you'll be able to find it. But with that being said, there are very few times where he'll make a video or he'll say something where I'm like, oh no. And, hold on, lip getting a little dry. Today is going to be that day. Now, here's the thing. Some people may be like, oh, if you listen to most things he say, or if you agree with most things he say, then why you getting on here and talking about the negative? Why not talk about the positive? Okay, well, here's the thing. If I talked about everything I agree with about him, then I'll be playing like 30, 40 different of his videos. And this video will be like 6-7 hours long. So, like I said, I agree with over 90, probably about 95% of the things he say I agree with. But again, sometimes he say some stuff where it's like, all right, man, I'm not sure where you coming from with this. And I just want to talk about it. And this ain't me trying to start a beef or talk down on the man and be like, oh, no, he's wrong, I'm right. Believe me, no. I just told y'all his page. Go follow him. Hey, he got way more followers than me. He's been doing this way longer than me. So, first things first. Before I get into this, one, I'm going to play a video, and then I'm going to talk about two other things. Well, first I want to talk about one thing he said on a different video that I'm not going to play, but I'm going to briefly touch up on it. And then I'm going to play the video, then I'm going to talk about one other thing he said. I'll just talk about both of the things that's not in the videos that I didn't agree with. So here's the thing. If a man slaps the phone out of his woman's hand, regardless of what she reported him for, would y'all consider that like a type of abuse or domestic violence or something? Because I would. Before I say what I want to say, and I'm not going to talk about the celebrity he was talking about, but here's the problem I had with this particular video. So, I want to talk about a verse. Proverbs 31 verse 12. Now, Proverbs from verse about 10 to about Proverbs 31 from verse 10 to about verse 30-something or 40 is talking about the Proverbs woman. And I'm gonna make a video about that one day soon. But I'm just gonna talk about this one quick verse. Proverbs 31, verse 12. And she will do her man good and not evil for the rest of her days, or as long as she lives, or something like that. Go look the verse up. It's almost identical to what I just said. And I really like that verse because not only is it finna go hand in hand with what I'm gonna talk about today, but also for you men and women that think it's normal to argue in a relationship, if a woman is arguing with her man and disturbing his peace, she's doing him harm. So she isn't a virtuous Proverbs woman if she's gonna argue with her man. Again, it's one thing from catching a tiny little attitude that needed to be checked or corrected every now and then. That's a difference from actively arguing and screaming at a man. If you with a man that's so unreliable that it pisses you off to want to argue with him, then why are you with that man? You get what I'm saying? So, here's the thing. A certain celebrity woman slapped the phone out of his hand. A lot of y'all are gonna know who I am talking about. If you don't, you can probably Google it and look it up and tell. It's a big celebrity. And he was, at one time he made the video and was talking about this. He was the reason I found out about it. About this celebrity. Oh, he's at the top of his game. Billionaire level celebrity, right? And even his woman, he can't even get his woman hand right? And she slapped the phone out of his hand one day. A woman gotta go if she did some shit like that to me. It's one thing to catch little attitudes and stuff. It's another thing to get physical with me. And in another video some years later, he called that woman a help me because they're still together. Like whoever this celebrity is that y'all go look up, him and his wife is still together. And she does praise his name and do good things out in a public eye. And I see that, and I will admit, he got her back in the day before social media, so she is more valuable than your typical everyday modern woman nowadays. But she's still not a help me. And that was the disagreement I had with him, because he called her a help me because they've been together this long, and his argument was, oh, she was with him when he was nothing. I mean, yeah, social media wasn't a thing back then, so it was a lot easier to have a woman by your side. But I'll still give her credit where credit is due. She was with him before he had anything. But still, slapping a phone out of a man's hand, that's doing him direct harm. That's more harm. Arguing it is harm enough for me, but slapping a phone out of your man's hand, oh yeah, no, that's not helping. So I had to disagree with that. Another thing, slight thing I disagree with, and he kind of retracted back on it on this video that I'm finna play, but he was pretty much saying how he only, Dr BoA, because Dr BoA is black, like me, and he was pretty much saying, and he said it in multiple videos before, where it's like he'll only date black women, or if you go to a culture, a different country, he only go to black cultures. And look, that doesn't bother me. His opinion is his opinion. I don't mind it. But my problem with that was he tried to make it seem like it was either a sin or a bad thing for men who like to venture in other races. And before I even said anything about that, I went and looked it up. It's actually looked up. Does it say anywhere in the Bible that God ever have an issue with us mixing races? And no, the only time God ever kind of sort of brought something like that up was with different tribes that didn't even worship. He was talking about people that were pagans and stuff in different religions. That's the only thing God said. Don't mix with tribes that aren't followers of me. He never said don't mix with someone that isn't the same color or skin tone as you. So that was my other slight disagreement, because you know, your opinion is one thing, and look, I love black women, but I don't discriminate race. When God is ready to give me my woman or lead me to her and she prove herself to me, it don't matter her race. She could be white, Hispanic, black, Latino, Asian, all different. I like all the races, bro. I look at a woman from the inside, not the outside. Now, her beauty still matters. I still gotta be able to have my blood flowing for her, if you know what I'm saying. But that's not the most important thing I'm looking for when it comes to whenever I settle down. Okay, so with that being said, let me go to a video that I gotta react to. This is probably the most I've ever disagreed with him. Like, pretty much this entire video, I was just kind of confused. He pretty much, so the NBA star Shea Gilgeous just got the MVP, right? And his pretty much, I don't know if I want to just tell y'all straight up. Let me get into the video. I've been talking a while. Hold on.
What love really meant, what sacrifice really meant.
This is a man being vulnerable for his woman.
The rest of this journey called life with you. So thank you for everything.
Men that are trying to achieve greatness have to overcome if they want to be great. Other than the fate you're going to pick, the woman that you pick to go with you on that journey is 100% going to prove did you make a great decision or a bad decision. Tell the truth!
Now, that wasn't Dr. BoA talking. That was a video he played. And I agree with that, yes. If you are a simp or a beta male and you chose a woman that you had to chase or trick for, and she still disrespects you, then the journey that you're going to go on is going to be a very stressful journey, and you're probably going to get cheated on, and you're probably going to find out your damn kids ain't yours. But if you pick a woman who understands that the most value she can bring to your life is being your helpmeet and submitting to you, and you're the type of man, a godly, masculine man that deserves that, then you're going to have a pretty decent journey. Because you got a woman who wants to make your life easier versus wanting to argue with you the second you walk in the door every damn day. Like, who wants a woman that's gonna argue? As soon I just got off work, bro. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'll sit your ass down.
Hi, what's good, YouTube? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, aka Dr BoA. Yep, I got time today. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is, in my opinion, the best player in the NBA. And the NBA,
I don't watch basketball at all, so you know, I ain't finna argue with that.
His peers agreed this season because he's the most valuable player in the league. Now, during his acceptance speech, he thanked everybody he was going to thank, and then he thanked his wife, non-black wife, I might add. And the things he thanked her for simply means she poured into him, and he didn't just meet her.
Now, this is the problem I have with this video. Dr. BoA in 99% of his video is talking about God, putting God first and following God. If you go back and watch Shea's speech, and I admitted that I could be wrong for this. I could have missed something, but I went and watched the video. But I was driving when I did it. I didn't watch the video, but I listened to it, of course. So I could have missed something. But as far as I could see, the man never once thanked God for that achievement. He thanked his team and his coaches first. Then he thanked everyone around him, his family, his brother. And then when he got to his wife, he started to cry. And Dr. BoA argument was if for a man to be like this, the woman pretty much has to be a help. And I disagree. Because I guarantee you Travis Hunter or Russell Wilson would have did and said the same shit about their woman had they got an MVP or something and had to talk about this. And look at how their woman treat them. So let's watch the video.
When he got in the league, they're married, they got kids.
I forgot if I brought this up, but yeah, the man didn't thank God one time. It's almost like the woman was his God. And if she's a help me, she can't be a help me and be his God at the same time. So it's something I'm missing in this video. Dr. BoA must personally know this guy. Must know him or something. Just didn't tell us because I'm not seeing where he's doing it. Because trust me, he's a lot like me. Dr. BoA is real quick to talk about if a woman is for the streets or something. That's what he do in most of his videos. But some videos, he will bring up how he think that this person is a help me or something. And he's going to bring up earlier times where he talked about this that I disagree with too. Hold on. Gotta get over here.
Poured into him in a way that we haven't seen Travis Hunter's wife pour into him. And when he thanks her, you should see all of the women in the comments talking about how, yeah, there are some good men left, and she loves it when a man does this for his woman and recognizes his woman. Now, he's not recognizing his woman. He's recognizing his wife. And that's why BoA, Paul Pierce, and Carlos Miller are going to explain to you throughout this video why the majority of us are in that situation.
You do so much as a man. It's like the lady gets so used to what he's doing all the time. It turns into a fight. That part. And they get unappreciated. Like women, if you just said, damn man, you know what, that's not my problem.
Don't make a nigga feel like he's 10 feet tall. It's the shit that men are craving from women don't have nothing to do with finances. A woman knows exactly how to make a man feel. Bulletproof. With the way that she treats him, with the way that she caters to him, with the way that she builds him when ain't nobody looking.
I'm not finna argue with that one. Wait till the next one.
And then the one and only Haley Summers. Thank you. Sorry, I'm so dramatic.
This man is getting super emotional like this woman is his God or something. Like this woman is his everything. Like this woman is the sole reason that he's where he is. Like God ain't been next to this man the whole time. So this is how vulnerable he should have been when he was thanking God for this. But he's thanking the woman. And Dr. BoA's argument is, oh, this is his wife. This woman must really pour into his process. And she might. Because some women know how to fake that position. Not all women that these men settle down with that aren't relationship material are going to be super combative and argumentative. Some of them understand to play that wife role. But the way this man is vulnerable for this woman, and that's another issue, it tells me that this relationship ain't as virtuous and as genuine as you would think.
Haley Summers, thank you for everything you are for me, for our son Aries. You were the first person to show me what love really meant. What love really meant, what sacrifice really meant. And I can't wait to spend the rest of this journey called life with you. So thank you for everything.
This is the type of stuff I be saying to God. I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you, God. because I need you. You are the reason I am where I'm at. How can I go thank a bunch of other humans? Yeah, I can go thank a bunch of other humans after I thank God. So, this man never once thanked God, and Dr. BoA, I just don't get why he never brought that up. I guess he just, here's the thing. Dr. BoA is probably top 1% of most masculine men in this country. But no matter how masculine you are, everyone has off days, everyone has moments where they aren't at their full masculine, because we're all human. We all have emotions. This must have just been an off day for Dr. BoA. So I'm not talking down on him for the video, and I'm also not talking down on this NBA star. The only problem I had was, bruh, where's the thanks to God? How is this a virtuous woman? Bro, even a virtuous woman will have an issue with this. Like, babe, I love how the gratitude you show me, but you never once thank God. God is the reason we together.
I wouldn't be the man I am. I wouldn't be the player I am. I wouldn't be the father I am without you.
I wouldn't be the man I am today without God.
Thank you for that. So thank you, everybody. I want you.
And I'm not telling you gotta shit on or talk down on your woman, or it's wrong to appreciate your woman. But this is how it should have been. Like, look, first and foremost, thank God for me getting this trophy, this award. Because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have to. God was the one that put all these people in my life. So I gotta thank God first and foremost for this. Then, then thank my coaches, friends, my brother. He also talked about his brother. Also, like, he talked about other people he thanked. And then when he got to his woman, be like, look, and then one of the most best people God put into my life, whoever his wife's name is, insert name there. I'm so thankful for, what you do for me. You go out of your way to make sure my life is easier. I appreciate that. I thank God every day for you. And I'm looking forward, to hopefully us spending the rest of our lives together. Why I say hopefully? Because you can never put your all or 100% into a woman. Even if you find a virtuous woman, you still always gotta have a foot out the door. I'm not saying you mistreat her. You treat her and love her right. The Bible even says that. I'll agree. And it's the verse, I gotta find it. It's in my screenshots, where the Bible says you rule over your woman, but you still love her like Christ loved the church, which I 100% agree with. You don't just take power and rule over your woman and then treat her like shit. So it's two coins to this. That's why I fall in the middle. I'm not finna worship and praise my woman like she's one of the only reasons I'm here, but at the same time, I'm not finna dog her or talk shit about her. I'm gonna appreciate her. But she's not gonna be the main person I appreciate and get emotional about. If I get emotional talking about someone, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be God. Or if I had to tell a story about my grandparents, they may be the only other humans I may talk about that I might get emotional about. But even then, for my grandparents, the great, humble, amazing people that they were, I thank God for them every day. I thank almost every prayer, I'm thanking God for the time He gave me for my grandparents. I thank my grandparents for what they did, because without my grandma, she's a big part of why I am here, where I'm at today. Without her, I'll be in prison or dead somewhere or in an insane society. I'm telling, I've come a long way from the kid that I was growing up to be before I moved down with my grandma. But here's the thing. I love and thank my grandma for that every day. But ultimately, I thank God more because God was the one that gave me the wholesome, humble, great grandmother and grandfather that I had in my life. You see where I'm going with this?
I want to think about something else. In the comments, there were a lot of black women saying that his mom should have been that, his mama should have been that. No, she shouldn't have. Your job as a mother.
That's just bitter black women. If they don't got a man, they always gonna find something to complain about.
Is to instill certain values in your son that keep him balanced when his masculinity reaches a peak, so he won't just be out there going, wow.
But the thing is, his masculinity, not Dr BoA's, but Shay, the basketball player, his masculinity at a peak because he being vulnerable for a woman.
All the time. You got to teach him some humility. You got to teach him some
and that's
patience.
That's my other issue with the video. Not only did he not thank God one time in his speech, but he also is vulnerable for a woman. Bro, any man, even Dr. BoA know this, bro. You don't be vulnerable for a woman, no matter how good she is. Even if you're vulnerable intentionally with your woman, bro, not all of them will do this, especially if you have a good, decent woman, but most women, if you're vulnerable with them, the second things go wrong, they're going to use it against you. So it's two reasons. That is one reason why you don't be vulnerable, and another reason is you're showing emotional and feminine energy, bro. This man is obviously in love with this woman, bro, and that's not a true, virtuous, God-fearing relationship. The man is supposed to be in love with God, and the woman is supposed to be in love with the man. The man loves and takes care of his woman, but he's not supposed to be in love with his woman. Because when men fall in love with their woman, they lose the ability to think logically for most of the things they do. I literally watched it happen, bro. I have an old role model, someone I used to look up to. Very masculine when he's not around women. But I've seen that person fall in love with a woman and quickly just start thinking with their feelings. That's why no matter how masculine you are as a man, you cannot fall in love with your woman. You cannot be vulnerable with your woman. Now, it may happen. Now, if that had been me giving the speech and I got emotional talking about God, then the woman would have saw me being vulnerable. But the difference would have, I wouldn't have been being vulnerable on purpose. So sometimes life just happens. But yeah, this is primarily the video. I think I'm gonna play just a little more because earlier he talked about another situation that he called another famous person who said, oh, they have a virtuous and woman who was a help me and stuff. But then the man sat there and said, oh, you listen to everything the woman says. Where in the Bible does it say that? Just because a man has been in a 30, 40-year relationship, hey, someone just went by me going 100 or something. But just because a man is in a 30, 40-year relationship marriage, don't mean he got to help me in a virtuous woman. That just means not all women are willing to leave the man. Most women who get with simps and betas eventually are going to leave him. But some women will stay for the long run because the benefit they get out of that is too good. So they'll stay with him, but still cheat on him the whole time, but no one will ever know. So like Russell Wilson and Travis Hunter. While I do think that both of their wives will leave them eventually, especially Travis Hunter, if their relationships last for a long time, my opinion on them aren't going to change. That just means the woman is getting too much value to herself out of using this beta male simp. Or she probably realized that this is the best as far as money-wise she's going to attract. So, yeah, just because If Travis Hunter is married to this woman for the next 10, 15, 20 years, that don't mean shit. That just means the woman just did not want to leave. And that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna play the whole video. Y'all can go back and watch the video. At the end of the day, love what Dr. BoA have going on. We talk a similar message. We still, our opinions obviously differ on certain things. But, you know, I just had to bring that up because his whole video was talking about how Shay is a masculine man with a virtuous helpmate. And that's not what I got from this. Because a masculine man with a virtuous helpmate would have thanked God above all else. And he would have appreciated this woman, but he wouldn't have cried over her. Get what I'm saying? Y'all have a blessed day.